For the first time in centuries, the inner streets of Sorvakai are silent and empty. Its buildings are marred by scorch marks and tears of wall, and its cobblestones are uneven or entirely removed. In the distance there are footfalls of Kharakaz soldiers patrolling the streets, and a single long line of black smoke rises into the sky from the tallest spire of the celestial seat, now the homestead of the Supreme General and True King, Tarmac Blackshield. After the invasion, the Kharakaz forces wasted no time tearing down any establishment that could provide hope or refuge to the oppressed. The headquarters of the Knights of Oath was torn down and its captured members executed immediately without trial. Those that served the guilds that assisted the Empire during the invasion were incarcerated, including the members of the Vestige, Torchlight, and the Brotherhood of Blades. But that didn't stop the manhunts, for one foe had managed to avoid capture. When it was discovered that the king was terribly hurt by a group of adventurers during the invasion, a platoon of elite guards was sent to their guild. They were tasked to burn down the guild and kill all of its members. But when the soldiers arrived, they encountered nothing but cinders and smoke. There was no one there to be caught or killed, because someone had anticipated the retaliation and had acted far quicker than the Kharakaz forces. And ever since that day, he and the other rebels had only one goal in life: to make life as miserable for Kharakaz forces as possible. The sky is bright orange as the sun wanes in the horizon. 6 barges roams the street near the airship docks, their lupine nose touching the ground as they try to relocate the scent of a group of rebels they encountered earlier. The barges in front barks a command, and orders 3 of them to investigate a nearby alley, as she and the remaining barges continue down the main road. Peeking out from the bell tower at the Church of Falsco on the opposite side of the street, emerged Maxwell Rivers. His trademark red coat is sturdy and ragged, and his cobble hat slightly singed on the left side. The guild director takes out a musket, recently provided to him by Gilbert Dupath, and he aims it at the barges heading into the alley. The shot hits the beast in the back of its head and it falls down dead on the ground. Confusion erupts among the group, but the commanding barges barks a new order and they reorganize their formation. They all join her as she charges the church, that dreadful howl filling the air. But no sooner did they turn their back, are the barges suddenly hit by a volley of arrows shot out from the alley. Emerging out from its shadows are men and women in dark grey armor, led by a pot-bellied man with a mace and shield. The 2 barges in the back fall down quickly, but the remaining 3 continue their charge, and they are too quick for the Stray's company to follow in suit. Maxwell can both see and hear Captain Piper shout a barrage of profanities that will make a sailor blush. It makes him grin. Seems that the captain lost our bet then. Well, it's your turn, I guess. Joining Maxwell is a tall, surprisingly muscular female orangutan with a circlet. She is dressed in a beautiful white cheongsam with a golden floral pattern, and her wrists are protected by 2 golden bracelets. By her side stands a gnome with spiky black hair with grey streaks. Just a moment, Miyatri. My spell should be ready.
Thanks, Paco.
With a single incantation, Paco conjures black smoke that briefly envelops both himself and Miyatri. They leap out from the bell tower, but rather than crashing down, they gently float onto the street. When their feet touch the cobblestone, Paco dispels the magic and casts a new spell, this time summoning a quarterstaff for pure shadow. In the meantime, Miyatri takes on a defensive stance as taught to her by Fenian and stares down the approaching barges. The commander leaps in the air, its mouth wide open, displaying an array of incredible sharp fangs. But in that moment, Miyatri counters by taking a long stride forward and slams her palm against the barge's snout. It cracks from the colliding force and breaks upward in the middle. Before the commander can retort, Paco has joined the attack and strikes his quarterstaff at its stomach. The impact forces the barges down on his back, and Miyatri follows up with another palm strike, this time aimed at the windpipe that snaps from the strike. The remaining 2 barges realize that they are both outnumbered and outmatched and try to flee, but they have not noticed the hidden presence behind them. in a fluid spinning motion that emulates the leaf blowing in the wind. But Viria's spell-wisp cuts off the heads of both barges in a single attack. A few moments later, Maxwell joins the rebels. Viria is in the middle of wiping her blade clean of blood. When she notices him, she says, "Maxwell, we cannot continue on doing this game of cat and mouse. At some point, they will send someone too strong for us to handle."
"Sure, they will, but by that point we'll be long gone, Missy. But it's all we can do. At this point we can only hit and run."
"This is madness," Viria replies with crossed arms. "At this point we are merely waiting for death." They both stare at each other and refuse to back down. Sensing the growing tension between the two, Pago walks up to them. His presence forces both Viria and Maxwell to break eye contact and look down.
"We all wish to save the city and its people, no? But in order to do so, we need to have a united front, yes? We need to act, because even if our act has no guarantee of success, but our inaction will certainly invite doom."
Maxwell scratches his head and sighs.
"You're right."
Viria nods and a faint smile spreads across her lips. "Your wisdom is once again the sound of reason in this chaos. Thanks, Master No." With those answers, Pago smiles, and it is a warm, infectious smile.
"Just because I look like an old man does not mean you need to treat me like one. We all do our best, just as I imagine our friends out of town are doing so too. Let us go home. I believe that the captain has kitchen duty."
"God be damned and hanged," Captain Piper hisses. "It's not fair. Maxwell warned them too soon of our cyber. Just 2 more seconds and we will kill them all with those arrows."
Maxwell laughs and wraps one of his arms around the captain's shoulder.
"Well, that's probably true. But I didn't. And they weren't. By the way, Piper, I like my bacon crispy and my potatoes mushy. Not the other way around like last time, you know?"
"Oh, bite me."